you made the clearest defense of free speech that I have seen this year.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. We go back to this old document called the U.S. Constitution, and I spent 30 years, Tucker, as a journalist. So the First Amendment is pretty darn important, and they seem to be taking that away from us right now. But you've described basically the left's hypocrisy, and you've described that old saying, when they've lost the debate, they resort to slander, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Well, exactly, because I mean, I'm not in Arizona, but it's sort of been following your campaign. And I think you have really provocative and, in my view, true things to say about, for example, immigration. But those aren't covered because you're a big lie adherent. Do you believe the media uses that slur to make certain people won't hear what you're saying about the issues?
Oh, for sure. I mean, if they aren't bad-mouthing me and running hit pieces on me, then they will have to talk about the issues. And when you look at our policies, our America First, Arizona First policies, once they start covering that, it's game over. We win in a landslide, and then they're stuck with me for 8 years. And I think I'm a nightmare for the liberal media in Arizona.
So your opponent, and this may have changed by airtime tonight, but last I checked, your opponent was refusing to debate you, citing NBC News and CNN, saying she's crazy. Can she get away with that?
Well, she seems to be getting away with it. I mean, she's getting raked over the coals, even by the mainstream media. But it tells you how little her staff and her supporters think about her. They would rather her get just trashed right now in the media than show up for a debate, because they know that she has no policy to stand on. She's got a terrible back. I mean, if you look back at when she was a legislator, she voted against a border wall. She voted against a virtual border wall. She voted against funding border security. But yet she did write legislation to make sure we start teaching sex education in kindergarten. Her priorities are whacked, and the people of Arizona are really turned off by the fact that she won't show up for a debate. It's a job interview. The people of Arizona are the hiring manager, and we're showing up for a job interview. You don't get the job if you don't show up for the interview. But she knows that she will get roasted on stage because of her background.
I can see why they're trying to silence you. Since you're here, I just have to throw this at you, and because you live in a border state that has borne the brunt of the lawlessness on our border. We've just received digital footage of illegal aliens being dropped off in Martha's Vineyard. Apparently, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, flew them there on the idea that communities, border towns in Texas and Arizona are bearing all the brunt, and maybe the people who make these policies should have to live with them. What's your view of this?
You know, I get a kick out of it watching these liberal mayors just, throw their hands up and say we can't handle it, because it's life every day for us in these border states. However, I'm not a fan of it, Tucker. I mean, we're just taking people here illegally who shouldn't be here. We're moving them further inland. My plan is the most bold, aggressive plan on the border. We're going to secure the border. We're going to call it what it is, issue a declaration of invasion on day one, get troops on the border in the form of our National Guard. We're going to stop people from coming over, and we're going to stop the cartels from having control of our border. I don't like it as a mother, and I know no Arizonan likes it, that we are the pipeline for the most dangerous, deadly drug this country's ever seen, called fentanyl. #1 killer of young people. It's all coming through Arizona because Joe Biden gave control of our border to the cartels. And on day one, we're going to invoke our Article 1, Section 10 authority and take back control of our border away from the federal government. It's a dereliction of duty what they've done. And we're not going to let Joe Biden drag the state of Arizona down while he's trying to destroy this country.
Amen. Boy, I can see why they're trying to stop you. Kari Lake, grateful that you came by tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Tucker.